Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Karan and today we'll be talking about hybrids and specifically the Honda City Hybrid. Does it have what it takes to topple electric vehicles altogether?
Hi there. I think my good friend Karan forgot to say one thing, that the future is electric. So I'll be covering the Tata Nexon EV Max, whereas he will be giving out points as to why the City Hybrid is better. But to me, I think that the EV Max will win this competition. So let's talk about it.
So, from the get-go, let me talk about the City Hybrid. Well, it's true that it is cleaner technology than just the regular petrol variant, but it's also true that I can get up to 1000 kilometers of driving range from a single tank of fuel. What about the Tata Nexon EV Max?
I think you have me here. Yes, I would agree that driving a Honda City Hybrid will be more fun because it can, churn more miles than the Nexon EV. The Nexon EV, on the other hand, provides 437 kilometers of ARAI certified driving range. However, in real world conditions, it can do more than 300 kilometers and stick between 300 to 400 kilometers. But Karan, I have to tell you one thing, that you had me on the driving range part. But my Nexon EV is cleaner than the City Hybrid. What other points that you can say to me that that the City Hybrid is at par with the Nexon EV Max?
Now, while I do admit that the Tata Nexon EV Max is the cleaner technology amongst the two, what the City Hybrid has up its sleeve is 3 driving modes: electric, hybrid and petrol. What about the EV Max?
I think Karan, my friend here, is forgetting something. In the Tata Nexon EV Max, I can choose my driving modes that are normal, sports and eco. But in City Hybrid, you cannot choose the driving modes. Furthermore, the Nexon EV Max has more power and torque figures than the City Hybrid. So the Tata Nexon EV Max packs in a 41.5 kilowatt-hour battery pack that generates as much as 141 bhp of power with 250 Newton meters of peak torque. What about you, Karan?
Well, you have me there. The City Hybrid only gets about 109 bhp and 245 Newton meters of torque, but on the bright side, it is much more than what the regular city petrol offers.
But hey, with the more power and torque figures, I think my running costs are even low. What's the cost of petrol, Karan?
105.
Yeah. So you see there, the Tata Nexon EV Max also has low running costs compared to the City Hybrid. Let's see what more benefits of City Hybrid Karan has to offer.
Now, in the City Hybrid's defense, it does get a petrol motor which is mated to an electric motor, but the petrol motor drives the electric motor, which in turn turns the wheel. So as a result, you get a lot less power loss than what you would get on a regular hybrid variant.
All in all, I think Karan only has one point to prove, is that his City Hybrid can churn more miles on the highway and my EV cannot. But hey, I think I have some more points to cover about the Nexon EV Max. For example, the subsidies. Delhi currently does not have any subsidies for the electric vehicles. For private users, I'm talking about. But other states in India are offering several subsidies so that owning an electric vehicle is cheaper. What about you, Karan? Are there any benefits, tax benefits on hybrid cars?
Unfortunately, hybrid carries the same amount of subsidies as electric. It does not benefit any more or any less, and that I feel is a point which is missed, and it kind of harms the hybrid vehicles more than electric vehicles. Now, that's one point where he has me. There are no subsidies to be offered with the City Hybrid, and that is one big setback for hybrid vehicles in general. But where the Honda City Hybrid does come back strong is the safety features. It gets a host of safety tech, including Honda sensing ADAS system, road departure mitigation system, lane keep assist system, a lane watch camera, adaptive cruise control, auto high beam, and a total of 6 airbags compared to the Nexon EV Max. Well, what do you have to say in response?
I have to say that both the cars are priced close to Rs 20 lakh ex-showroom Delhi, and Honda City really excels in terms of safety department. It has all the modern safety features that one looks for in a 20 lakh budget. However, in my defense, I have to say that the Tata Nexon EV Max shares the same platform as the petrol and diesel models, and they scored an astonishing 5 stars at the global NCAP crash rate. So, if Nexon EV Max goes to the global NCAP crash rating, I am sure that it will get 5 stars nonetheless. And furthermore, I have to say that the Nexon EV Max has some features over the city hybrid. So let's talk about that. For example, the wireless charger. Do you have that? No, I think not. Ventilated seats? Definitely not. It's a miss. Hill descent control, Nexon EV Max has that feature, but the city hybrid does not have. I can go on and on and on. What about you? Do you have some points to, just come up and bite the EV? Because I have to say, future is electric, and I'll keep saying that. So, over to you.
Now, while electric may be the future, the hybrid certainly is the present. And a big con which I think you would face in EV Max, while you do get a lot of features over the City Hybrid, is the fit and finish. The Honda City Hybrid is, at the end of the day, a Honda City Hybrid. And one thing that Honda is particular about is the quality of vehicles that they have to offer. So on top of lack of fit and finish that a 20 lakh car has to offer, a big missing point of electric vehicles which everybody faces is the lack of charging infrastructure which our country has to face. Well,
I have to agree that the range anxiety comes with owning an EV. However, in my defense, and to bite back at Karan for the Honda City Hybrid, I have to say that when compared with an EV, I think it has a high maintenance cost. Well, because the petrol motor and the electric motor, all the parts, components used in the City Hybrid compared to the Nexon EV Max, which only gets an electric motor, and it is a fuss-free maintenance over the years. Additionally, the Honda City Hybrid has less boot space. Yes, 306 liters compared to the 350 liters of boot space. So now tell me, who's gonna enjoy the road trips most?
Now I do admit that while the EV Max does have a larger boot space, where my road trip experience benefits is the lack of charging that I have to do. I don't have to plug in a car before the start of any road trip. All I have to do is go to the fuel station, tell the guy to fill up my tank, and that's where it starts. Now, second point which I have to make is the longevity of the lithium-ion battery which the City Hybrid will allow. When it comes to pure electric, the owner and the driver at his discretion charges and uses the battery, and as a result, that can take a heavy load. But when it comes to the City Hybrid, it is on the discretion of the car's ECU when it has to charge or use the battery. And as a result, that ensures the longevity and a healthy battery life. Now, the ball is in your court. What do you have to say?
Okay, I have to agree that Karan does not need to worry about road trips. He just have to fuel up the City Hybrid and just continue on his journey. Whereas I, on the other hand, well, I have to plug in and wait. However, one thing that I'm really happy to talk about is that the Tata Nexon EV Max can be charged from 0 to 80% in just 56 minutes via the DC fast charger. And even with the regular charger of 7.2 kilowatt that is brought with the recently launched model, you can charge the Nexon EV Max in just 6.5 hours from 0 to 100. So I think I have quite some benefit here because of the fast charging, and my road trips won't be a problem. However, there is one con, and I think I can say it on both the City Hybrid and Nexon EV Max behalf, is that the replacement cost of lithium-ion batteries. we are adapting to the EV culture, and every car maker is providing 8 years or 1,60,000 kilometer warranty on the lithium-ion. So what if a person has a high usage? For example, in my case, where the car is solely dependent on the batteries. So with this part, I'm really concerned that what will be the after cost that the person has to suffer because of the replacement of the lithium-ion batteries.
I agree, even the city hybrid would face that dilemma when it comes to it. The replacement of lithium-ion will not be cheap, and that would pinch a lot of pockets of owners. But what both the cars have in common is the high initial cost that you will have to pay. It's on your discretion, and it is up to you on how much you use the car and what would suit your purpose. You may have easier access to a charging, which would result in the EV winning out in this contest. But if you don't, the hybrid compromises and gives you best of both worlds, in my opinion.
So I think Karan forgot one important thing, and that is the SUV versus the sedan culture. If you are someone who likes to sit higher, have more driving experience, and practically can get more features, then the Tata Nexon EV Max is for you.
But if you want a more chauffeur-driven experience and a comparatively premium interior, well, the city hybrid should be your choice. And with that, we come to the end of our video. I feel both cars are pretty balanced in their positives and negatives, and both have their good points and bad. And it's up to you, and ball is on your court to see which one should you pick.
So tell everything what you think and what will be your pick in the comment section below. I'm your host Jatin.
And I'm Karan Mathur.
And yes, like we always say, make sure that you subscribe to 91Wheels, like this video, and press that bell notification so you never ever miss any update.
Well, see you.